And so let's just do, I don't know, let's just do like the inside of the tape. Let's create something. Let's do like a ramp. And okay, here we go. Okay, you see where I'm going with this one, don't you? And let's do like a circle and just mask that with a circle. And let's add some more fun colors to this. Okay, I like that. That's hot. And okay, I don't know. Well, let's just go ahead and do this instead of my solid color. Boom! Now it's there. That's pretty cool. So also, okay, we can see a little difference here. So I made the mapping, and that was according to the full resolution that this this top had. My circle here is not quite going to the edges. So there's a few things we could do. I could just increase the size of my circle here. So that looks pretty perfect, actually. That's kind of cool. I like that. We could also, let me actually go back here. Let's say you have some top content that for whatever reason you can't really resize it or you don't want to. We can go in here and we can edit the actual texture also. And let's see what we're doing here. I'll just keep that right there, kind of small. Okay, so as it is now, okay, so I have that kind of circle that's too small. I could go back to my initial top, change the sizing right there, or at this point, I don't want to move around my mapping keys. I already did that work. It's in place. It's perfect. At this point, I could go in and edit the texture. So if we click that, and let's see, that popped up. That popped up this window. So there's lots of windows here. And so now this is a little hard to see here. We've got transform values right here. So we could start to, like, what if I did 0.8. So I'm scaling up. So this is a little bit counterintuitive. So by scaling down the actual texture, it fills the mapping more. So now it's filling the whole thing. So essentially, I have kind of blown up. So doing it this way, you could potentially kind of pixelate your pixels a little bit and lose some quality. But this is just how we would do it. From here also we could do little translates. We could change the UV mapping a little bit. Flipping this around as a circle, this doesn't really do anything, does it? But if we had another image, we could kind of flip the orientation or mirror it in different ways, and change if we've got, depending on how we're doing the scale here, we could repeat the texture things. So this is kind of similar to what you might see on a texture SOP. So we can imagine like this, putting this texture on is akin to applying a color map to some geometry in a sense. So there's that. I think, for me, I think ideally it's best to do this work in your tops before you send it to Kantan Mapper. And I think that way you have the most control over maximizing your like the resolution and the quality of your images. So I'm going to just kind of go back here in the circle where I did that. 2.5, 0.5. Okay. And then, let's say for something like this front board, it gets to a point. Yeah, let's say I'll just do like a noise here, and let's do something like that. Let's do monochrome. And whatever. I'll do a quick. Let's do it on the Y instead. And I want a little higher. So it's just kind of bright, whatever. And I'll keep it kind of reddish also. So let's bring down. Fine, whatever. Okay. And so instead of my constant, I'll just plop this up here. Okay, now we got that. So this worked, but obviously our board here is quite vertical, and the noise that we're using is square aspect ratio, right? And so you can tell right here that the noise has kind of been distorted vertically. So the solution to this, really it comes down to measuring your physical objects that they're being projected on, get a ratio from that, and then use that to size your tops that are going in. We could go in, like in Kantan, there's not an easy way to figure out the ratio. If we did like, there we go. Okay, hello. Front board. So we don't have. So we've got pivot. We've got some data here, but we've scale has changed here based on just the first way that I drew the quad. So we don't really get good aspect ratio information right here. So I would measure that board and then come in here to my noise and figure something else out. So it's 256. So maybe it's. Roughly that looks better, I think. So you can eyeball it.